Down Under Diaries. Diary entry number 6, the second week of classes. Dear Diary, this week has a little bit more meat to the bone compared to last week, but surprisingly enough, it has absolutely nothing to do with university. The second week of classes consisted of mainly running, going to class, getting groceries, and going to volleyball practice. Because running and volleyball are pretty much my main personality traits here so far. As I already mentioned, the volleyball was the exciting part of the week because my friend Lana invited me to go play in a volleyball tournament with the UC Dragons. They needed more players for the tournament and I decided to join them and we had so much fun. The tournament was down in Illawarra. I'm probably completely mispronouncing that name, but it's a town out on the coast. I have no idea what the town is actually like because we mainly just saw the inside of the gym, which, well, it was nice enough, but also it's just a gym. But the night before, so from Friday to Saturday, we had a little sleepover at Lana's house. Tiana also joined us, but we didn't see her until the morning because she got in really late because of work. And we had that sleepover because the coach, Andrew, was coming to pick us up at 6 a.m. to drive out to Illawarra because it's around a 3-hour drive. And the first game that we had to ref was at 9 a.m. We drove out and through the sunset and it was absolutely stunning. I loved seeing the scenery and also how it changed. And I learned a little bit more about the geography from Andrew. During the drive east to Illawarra, we learned that Andrew had grown up on a farm and that when he was a child they used to have a pet kangaroo. I'm really sorry for Elena and Nicola. I have made some inquiries and I have been informed multiple times that I will unfortunately not be able to bring you back a live kangaroo. It's kind of a hard thing to export, surprisingly. Or not surprising, I think it's probably a good thing for the safety of the animals. And even if it was possible, I'd guess that it would probably be very, very expensive and I'm not sure that our parents would like to stand for that. The tournament itself was quite intense as we were 7 players and we had a total of 4 timed games, so every game was around 50 minutes long. And we also had a couple of games that we had to ref. We battled and played our hearts out and we learned quite a few things about playing together because most of us had never met before the day and had thus also never played together, so it was a bit of a learning curve of getting to know the other players and how they play. We lost all of our games, but we all had a lot of fun. We were absolutely knackered by the end of it. It was also, there were some not so fun moments. For example, we had one game that we were reffing where both coaches were basically, I don't know how to say it any better, so yeah, they were basically. And even the guy of the tournament in charge of the referees I think he basically told us if they step out of line anymore, just give them a yellow card, which I think they probably would have deserved one. And another not so fun moment in the moment was during one of our games when we were playing against one of those teams with a shitty coach. The ref made a terrible call that was very obvious and everybody knew on both sides of the net that it was wrong and we were trying to tell the ref hey ref, what are you doing? That is not what happened. And you could see on the faces of the opposing team how surprised they were that they were awarded the point and that they had no clue why they were awarded this point. But then they were like, yeah, we'll celebrate it and we're not going to speak up and correct the ref because a point is a point. And who needs fair play? Which it kind of put a little damper on us emotionally. But, well, such is life. And then before we headed back, we got dinner and then we drove home. And after a couple of New York Times games and a whole bunch of different conversation topics, we finally made it back to Canberra pretty late in the evening. As I said, it was a very fun day and absolutely worth all of the hours of travel. And thank you to Andrew for driving us all the way. Love, Nadia.